team, but she could have found another way. It's over for her now. She's never going to get a promotion. She's never going to get another special project. She might as well quit. She's on the shit list. The shit list wasn't metaphorical. It was an actual list that our division manager, a white woman, kept in a notebook on her desk. It was literally titled Shit List, and on it, she kept a list of names of people who had wronged her and she had vowed to make miserable. Occasionally, when she felt that people weren't fearing her enough to give her the respect she felt she deserved, she would show the list to enough people to get everyone talking about it again. You could get on the shit list for making her look bad in a meeting by being unprepared, or by being too prepared and making her look unprepared, or for buddying up with her work enemy, the other division manager. Going to HR, even with problems of racist harassment, would make her look bad once word reached her superiors, and would land you on the shit list for life. There were many Black women on the shit list. Over the years, I learned that my ability to earn the money I needed to feed my family meant that I was going to have to ignore everyday racist and sexist insults, large and small. I have been the brunt of racist jokes. I've had managers reach over and touch my hair in the middle of office meetings. I've been groped and kissed in work elevators by men I hardly knew and gave no consent to. I've been talked down to and passed over. And I did not go to HR once. Why? Because I saw that just as I witnessed in my first job, my mother was right. Time and time again, women and people of color who dared to ask for a work environment free from harassment or discrimination were punished. Not all were actually added to a shit list, but they might as well have been. Nobody seemed to pay for the audacity of expecting to be treated with respect as much as Black women were. We tried to hold each other up in these hostile environments, but one by one we'd be picked off. Our careers would stall and we'd move to another company. Our doctors would tell us that the stress was killing us, and we'd quit and go back to school in hopes that another degree would give us a better chance of being respected when we re-entered the workforce. We'd get fired. In every team I worked on, if I wasn't the only Black woman, I eventually would be, and then eventually I wouldn't be there either, as I'd move to another company in the hopes of finding a safer place to spend the majority of my days. Finally, after about 15 years of this cycle, I left altogether to dedicate my time to writing on systemic racism and sexism in the United States. I had no plan and no savings. I did not believe that the world of freelance writing was going to lead to immediate respect and recognition, but I did know that I couldn't walk into another office building and leave half of myself at the door for one more day. The writing industry is no less racist or sexist than just about any other industry in the United States, and don't get me started on the publishing industry. But free from the toxicity of sexist and racist corporate culture, I was able to build a strong career for myself with the help and mentorship of many amazing women, especially women of color. I eventually wrote my first book, So You Want to Talk About Race, which became a national bestseller. I was able to find a space for my work to grow toward my potential. I have found my place to shine, and it has given me a career more rewarding than I could have ever imagined. My success has been built not only through my hard work and talent, but also through my privilege and a whole lot of luck. Not many of the talented Black women I worked with over the years were so lucky. I had written So You Want to Talk About Race as a tool to help people address issues of racism in their everyday life, their schools, their churches, their families, and yes, their workplaces. Soon my book was in workplaces around the country, and I was suddenly asked to speak at corporations to share opinions that would have gotten me fired if I had worked there. I would give a talk on my book, and then I would almost always be asked the same question. What can we do to make our company more anti-racist? I'm a systems thinker. My work is almost exclusively concerned with ending systemic oppression. I do not believe that there is a capitalist solution to racism. And I do not believe that when companies ask me, what can we do to be more anti-racist, they are not looking to end lucrative business partnerships with entities that exploit or oppress.